We got the I Am Love AoE 2 with the sub. Nice. New Twitch channel, I guess. Okay. Well, Franks versus Koreans. Now, Koreans, they do have the halberdiers. They have hand cannoneers. They have what they need to stop Franks in the late game. But I would favor Franks in terms of Franks can hit stronger timings. So the scout's going to be better in early feudal. You're going to have better knights in early castle age. Early imperial age is going to be all about your cavalier, maybe even up to paladin. So, but if Koreans have to kind of be the defender here, and Franks have to be the aggressor. That's basically how the matchup should go, I would say. So, yeah. This matchup is the worst in the game from the stats. Is that so? Okay. Well, let's see how the scouting is. It's a good scouting. Nice. 7 seconds idle TC already, though. Like, it's not quite smooth yet. Not quite. We'll see if you idle your TC during the boar lures. That's another thing that, like, your brain gets taxed by the boar lure, and then it's like you just miss it. Keep in mind, this guy's been playing for less than a week, so yeah, there's a lot to learn. But okay, we'll see. 7 seconds idle TC. Are we gonna idle after this bill, or are we gonna remember to queue? Okay, we queue. Nice. Nice. Right here. What you can do, what I would do, get him to go up this way, so he walks under the TC. So, like, once he's around here, you get him to walk into the empty space over here. Then once the boar's, like, around here, then you garrison and shoot. So we'll see what you do. See, if you go this way, the boar's always going to be on the outside of the TC. Unless you... Well, you got to get him to keep going, right? Yeah. So the luring villager could have gone up this way, and then you could have dropped the boar here, basically. Kill it here, but if you have him stop, then you take it out of the TC. It makes it a little harder to force drop. Here's that idle TC. We knew it was going to happen. After the boar lure. Your brain gets a little mentally taxed by actually luring, if you're not used to it, so... Yeah, you just have to remember. Okay. House. So yeah, you want the houses kind of in front of the berries, maybe here. But if it's touching the berries, it's gonna hurt your efficiency of, because you don't want to take the mill here. Yeah, and then if you take the mill on the, or make the mill on the outside, it's really exposed. If your opponent attacks and you have vills on this side, where are those vills gonna run? They're gonna run into the enemy, or they're gonna run like a really long way around. So the best mill position would have been here, which would have meant that you need houses in front. Okay. So once you find your 4 additional sheep and the 2 boars, and then you also have kind of scouted where you want a wall, that's the time to go forward. So I think you did 1 extra loop with your scout here. Like, you don't need to go all the way to the back. I do have a video on what you're actually looking for in terms of the resources, and yeah, it's like the 4 additional sheep, and then also the 2 boars. You want to know kind of your positions of your golds for later on for TCs, but it's not that important to pay attention to at this stage. Eventually you will want to know. But yeah. Okay. Not as bad idle TC as you were doing the other day though, so this is okay. But generally you don't want to be splitting a new pig. So you want to be utilizing shift queuing a little bit more. So after, like, if you have to take a sheep, it's fine. That's already decaying. But what you need to do, select all the vills, hold shift, and then just shift queue to the boar. Then they all just go to the boar after the sheep's done. But if you don't use the shift queue, then you have to kind of come back to them to make sure that they don't take another pig. So you're gonna go up here. Nice. Just barely were able to get up with the food. And yeah, you will find the opponent. Oh, opponent's walled already, or at least working towards walled. Don't take that fight. You don't win the fight. Okay, so basically, like, Franks, they get extra HP in that next age, for on their scouts. And then also in the next age, you get +2 attack on your scouts. And also you get more movement speed. It's just better to wait until the next age. So if he doesn't have Loom, then yeah, maybe you take that fight. But if he has Loom, just don't waste scout HP. A higher level player would have taken like half your HP and then just still got the Vil out. So yeah, better to wait. Especially if your plan is to go scouts, you don't want to lose scout HP here because that's going to hurt your scouts attack. Having less HP. Uh-oh. Classic. Oh! He didn't react though. No problem. That could have been a disaster. Okay. So no problem. Another thing that your fully upgraded or your feudal scout does is that it makes it so that when you attack the Vil doesn't automatically fight back. If you attack a villager with a Dark Age scout, the villager will fight back automatically. Right here, you turn around and kill his scout. You don't have to run to a hill. You just have better attack. Like you don't want to run from his Dark Age scout. See, now he's got kind of similar strength to you now. Basically, as soon as you get up, you just turn on that scout. But anyways, you were obviously focused on something else. Which, wait, where's your stable at? What happened here? Oh, you forgot your house. So why can't you afford the stable? I think you know why. Is because you added farms. And as I was saying, like with Franks, you don't want to get your farms until you get that free horse collar upgrade, because horse collar doesn't retroactively apply. So this farm has horse collar, 250 food. All 3 of these farms have way less food in them because you got them before horse collar. So you really don't want to add Dark Age farms, especially with Franks. But even with other civs, like a lot of the time when you're playing scouts, you want to wait until you have horse collar. They just run out quickly. And if you have your farms run out, then your knights in Castle Age timing is going to be hurt. So it's really smooth to play scouts into knights. But if you don't make your farms with horse collar, then it's hard to get that knights happening. And, well, of course, you want to have the stable as soon as you're up. The whole point of being in feudal age is to do things that you can do in feudal age. So, you know, you could have gone up way later and still got the stable at the same time. You know, you would have just had a better economy. So, yeah, try to place your stable as soon as you're in the next age. Avoid making Dark Age farms unless you really know what you're doing with the Dark Age farms. Just basically wait until you have horse collar. And another thing about scouts play is that you really want to be walled. So ideally you would be almost walled by now, just with palisade walls and maybe some additional houses. I like that you're working towards the wall though, so this is good. Didn't have enough wood. Yeah, well, exactly. You didn't have the wood because you spent them on the farms, though. So without making those farms, you have enough wood. Okay, second stable never makes any sense here. So basically, you need 8 villagers on food to maintain production of scouts from 1 stable. And you need 6 on food to maintain production of the TC. So basically, that means that you need around 22 on food. And you have half that. Yeah, you have a bank, but basically, instead of making this stable, that could have been 3 more farms, which would have been better here. Full scout rush, no castle age. Yeah, I mean, it can work. Franks is actually pretty bad at doing that play because they don't have bloodlines. So they have that initial HP bonus, but actually bloodlines gives more HP. So their fully upgraded scouts actually are worse than regular. So yeah, you're able to use the 2 stables here, but if you're playing optimally, you can never have 2 stables do anything for you at this stage. Yeah, just having more farms. And then you add the stable when you're the second stable a little bit later, because you know what's better than having a few more scouts? Once you have a lot, is upgrades. So it's like you would really rather have 8 scouts with 1/1 upgrades instead of like 12 scouts a lot of the time. Yeah, not always, but a lot of the time. And what upgrade you get depends on what your opponent is making. So armor against spears does basically nothing, because spearmen, they do so much bonus damage that -1 attack is basically nothing. But against archers, armor is really good because they do low damage, so -1 attack for the archers is really good. Overall, bloodlines is just going to be the best tech to get in general, but Bloodlines requires you to go to gold to get that 100. So you already long distanced it, which is not really standard, but yeah, Bloodlines is just going to be the most effective upgrade in pretty much all situations. But it's also the most expensive to get to. So yeah, since you're up against archers, it's like armor can be good, but the thing is that you're not actually fighting archers because you're hitting walls. So against walls, the only upgrade that does anything is forging, the attack upgrade. So getting attack is better than any other upgrade if you're going to get an upgrade here. Now, I mean, this is just a silly wall. Maybe we work towards walls here. Would be pretty good. Or even just actually in front. So you definitely want to get in the habit of not just randomly placing houses like this, because every building can be used as part of the wall. So you want to visualize how you want your walls set up a lot earlier in the game. So one thing, conventional wisdom, is that you don't go full feudal scouts if the opponent's walled. Basically, you can make a lot of scouts until the opponent gets his walls up. If the opponent's walled, then you stop making scouts and you go up to the next stage. Because once the opponent is up, then they're gonna have crossbowmen, and that's gonna kill your scouts, basically. Wavy Davy, baby. Thanks for the big raid. Welcome, everybody. We are doing some replay review here. A third stable. Let's get some upgrades, though. At this point, well, not upgrades. We need forging, just to poke the holes. You had a good idea attacking all the different areas, and even if you can't get in, these are all extra houses that the opponent's made. And what's his farm count at? He's got like 15. What's yours at? 19. Like yours is a little more healthy here. Just a little bit. Opponent has like no military, so he was trying to play really greedy. But unfortunately, full scouts into walls is just not going to be great. So if you come against walls and you do want to get in, yeah, forward with a tower, one forward tower, 8 range. That range is a whole lot. You get in. Or you add a range and you can make some archers yourself. You can make skirmishers, some kind of ranged unit, but you will never get in because walling and repairing is really strong in this game. So you have to learn how to combat the walls. The walls go down really slowly. And scouts are just really weak. Like that's just how it is. So, I mean, so you're going to get armor for against the archers, but honestly, getting forging for the attack might allow you to get in, actually. Potentially. But, yeah. You forced a lot of house walls from the opponent, so that can be good. A lot of idle TC from yourself. And at this stage, Wheelbarrow is really good. Wheelbarrow is good when you have around 15 farms or more. 15 farms or more, Wheelbarrow starts to be looking pretty good. Yeah. A few more farms around the mill could have been good, too. The efficiency of some of these farms are not really great. They have to walk pretty far. Okay. Your opponent can never really move out, I guess. But once your opponent gets up and has crossbowmen, it's going to be kind of tricky here. Okay. So 1/1 archers, of course, going to be pretty strong. But of course, you don't have bloodlines with the Civ, so you can't actually you can't make your scouts any stronger. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I was talking about bloodlines earlier. I meant kind of with generic, but yeah, anyways. Generic civs. Lots of scouts. But yeah, attacking multiple barriers is always good. Obviously, once you see the archers here, then you know this side's going to be safe. Palisade gates go down really fast because there's a lot of surface area. So this is a perfect target for you. The house also goes down fast because it has -1 armor, but you have more surface area around this one. So it's kind of good. Okay. And you're going to be able to go up here, which is really nice. Opponent is going to be up faster, though, and he's going to have that crossbow and mask because you weren't able to thin it out. Oh, and you almost got in, but even getting in wouldn't have done anything because he has his mask now, so it's like we kind of don't want to throw units here. It's definitely not worth it to throw units. You will never get in. Well, I mean, you will, but what does this accomplish? Nothing, right? So, oh, and he's blocking it with the Vil. You can never get in. Doesn't really accomplish anything anyways, though. Wanted to distract. Now you're in on this side. Yep. What you can do here is you can try and get behind them. The bell! Ringing the bell is kind of almost always bad, by the way, so don't actually do that. Because it just draws the nearest 15 villagers from, like, anywhere. So you sometimes get your vills from wood to just come to the TC. It's really bad. But I'm sure you could figure that out. I mean... Yeah, it's just... Like, going full scouts into walls is just not really the most sound strat. But we'll see. Because if you can continue to make them, and he has his crossbone mask, like, technically you can still take a fight against these things. This is a good time to take a fight, though, before he gets Castle Age upgrades. He's not even clicking his text, too. This is your best possible attack. Yeah, over-microing is not good. Sometimes you just need to, like, patrol in. Units in this game are really stupid. The more you touch your units, the worse they perform, especially melee units. Well, like, mainly melee units. You just have to, like, let them fight. Just... Microing units is for ranged units. For melee units, it's like making weak units go away, trying to get a surround, but then you just patrol in to make them attack. You don't try and mic them mid-fight, because they just bump into each other and don't attack. So yeah, as we can see, scouts are not very good, especially against like fully upgraded crossbowmen. He just got in Thumb Ring, so he has all of the necessary upgrades here. These things are gonna kill all. But I mean, if you can have, like, how many does he have? He has 19. You need to have probably like 150% more scouts than he has crossbowmen, and then you can fight. Melee path binding is bad. It's very bad. So you just have to kind of let your dudes fight sometimes. You can go for the surround. Like, there are ways to micro it, but you can't try and stutter step towards the opponent. It just doesn't really work in this game. Yeah, like, there might be a way to kind of do it, but not really. Yeah, they're gonna win that surround anytime. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, units just don't move very well in this game, honestly. It's kind of annoying sometimes. But there is a way to make them kind of move better, so you can get used to it. Now, Red should be at your base like a minute ago, so I don't know where he is. Where are his units? He's just chilling. I mean, this is low level, so people don't know how to push their advantage. As soon as your units died, he should have come and killed you, but he is chilling. So giving you another chance here. Boobly pathfinding better? I have no clue. I don't think so. But they have this speed ups in the old game where your units would speed up to catch up with the extra group instead of like regrouping. So they implemented regrouping when they got rid of attack move being really strong. And yeah, it's just not a good pathing thing. They definitely should have reverted it instantly, but yeah. I mean, wait for your upgrades, my dude. I guess you didn't realize he was here. Nice, expanding the TC, though. You have so much res. Just need to spend. So, like, yeah. You just spend on knights, you will just win this game just by actually spending your resources. Go up to imp? Nah, that's not good advice, but, you know. Once you have a bunch of knights on the field, you will dominate. At this level, you have a lot of chances, basically. And the scouts maybe haven't seemed to accomplish much, but they've kept Red in his base. Finally, Red is starting to move out. He doesn't have ballistics, so he won't actually kill anything. Without ballistics, you just don't hit cavalry. It's just, you just don't hit them. So, yeah. Attack move is very buggy. Yeah. It used to be, like, not buggy, but it was too strong. So, instead of just fixing melee pathing, they just made it buggy again. And then it kind of, like, acted as a nerf to attack move. Not my favorite design decision, but, you know, it ended up working, I guess. Oh, that's 4 vills down. It's a better patrol now? Well, it's kind of very similar. It's pretty much the same thing. No, patrol and attack move does the same thing, except for patrol makes them go into a vertical line. Attack move makes them go horizontal. it doesn't make any difference. But focus fire makes them do a little jiggle. So focus fire is also actually just bad. Focus fire became super bugged with this bad path, or the bad patch that hurt attack move. So yeah. Oh man, we gotta wait for some more units and maybe delete the market. Sometimes you gotta just delete the market in this situation. But yeah, opponent doesn't really have any eco text. It's kind of weird. Okay, we don't want to delete the thing that early. That was kind of unnecessary. Okay, well, I mean, losing bills for no reason is maybe not the greatest too. Stop micro on aggressive units. Good for melee. What? Oh, nice surround, though. You got the surround. That's what you wanted. Beautiful. And the Knights actually will dominate here. The opponent's kind of gonna lose all of his guys, so nice fight. Once you learn how units move, you will be good. At some point, you should have gotten Light Cav upgrade, though. Light Cav, still better than Scouts. There's a lot of buildings that got deleted, but, you know, you need to. But yeah, no eco upgrades for red is kind of not the greatest. And, well, we're still on enough economy to make some knights. But yeah, when your opponent has crossbone in your base, you should probably retreat all of your units to, like, your vills just somewhere else. What you can do, just grab all the units, all the vills in this area, make a lumber camp somewhere, they'll drop whatever they are carrying into the lumber camp into your stockpile. So you don't have to actually force drop or anything. You don't have to worry about losing resources. You just want to save the vills. Forgot that upgrade exists. Yeah. Well, it's not very expensive either. It's actually like the cheapest military upgrade, pretty much. Men at Arms is slightly cheaper, but yeah, it's pretty cheap. Okay, so let's see. Killing the university is not that important, but it happens. And at this level, people don't really know how to mass units properly, so you have so many more units. You could go for a forward siege workshop and just go for mangonels or something. But I think Red's getting a little bit overwhelmed here. You can see his resources are piling up and it's not really knowing how to spend. I like that you're expanding outwards a little bit here. TCs are great at protecting against crossbowmen, because crossbowmen can't really do anything to this, other than they can sit on the outsides, like the range. But you just, if you bring crossbowmen here, then you bring the knights and you kill them. It's pretty good. You say Light Cav is extremely cost effective if you already have a number of scouts. Yeah. I mean, it is a pretty good upgrade. Once you get like 8+ scouts, it's worth to have a lot of the time. Does killing university prevent age up, or does it need to be built again? No, well, basically, for the age up mechanics, prereq mechanics, if you have a university and then it dies and then you build a siege workshop, you can't go up. But if you build university and siege workshop and then the university dies, then it doesn't matter. So once you fulfill the prerequisites one time, then the game knows that you had the prerequisites at some point, and then it doesn't matter. So it's only if you build a single prereq and then you lose it, and then you build a different prereq, that you will notice that mattering. Yeah, so, I mean, he just damaged his whole entire economy by ringing the bell, so that's good for you. Okay. Running around, catching up in the Vil count slightly. The macro is way better. But the opponent is going to be Imp. He's going to have those Bracer Arbalisters that do like to kill everything. Yeah. Houses. I mean, again, houses is part of a wall. No reason not to just wall this off. Would be a pretty good spot. But, yeah. I mean, Red never expanded outwards, so you know where all of his economy is. Never built enough units. You could easily just kill this. Well, not easily, because he'll just run back here, but potentially could get us around on this. Let's take a look. Don't even need to surround, really. Yeah, I hate how when you get your units to attack, there's always that slight delay where they kind of freeze before attacking. It's super annoying. Like, I really wish that they would prioritize fixing pathing. Just like some basic stuff. This unit engagements are so bad on the current patch. But I think that they said that they had some pathing changes in the latest patch that's coming. So maybe in a few days or whenever they release it, we will have an all-new game. We will see. Using attack move. Attack move is good. It's the same as patrol, except for better than patrol, actually, in general. So, I mean, attack move is for ranged units. Patrol and attack move basically does the same thing, though. You just have to watch your units. Sometimes they stack onto each other and then just get frozen if you have them too close to each other when you attack move. But, yeah, no, it's good. You definitely want to be using attack move a lot. It's just better. Oh no, the dev said fixing pathing. I'm excited. Yeah, I know. They've said this before, but yeah. Attack move, right click. I like to go left click, right click, because like attack move hotkey, left click to issue the command, and then right click to move away. Because if you could go right click for both, but you're gonna make mistakes if you do it like that. So if you go left click, right click, then it's way better. So yeah, that's the way. And it's not so difficult once you get used to it. What is this random castle down here? Yeah, so you'll be able to go up. Opponent doesn't really have enough arbs to do too much. I mean, he can do a lot, but he's chilling at home. So usually when you get up to the next age, you want to hit an upgrade timing. So opponent got his upgrades, but now he's chilling. So he needs to come forward. Nice siege workshop just to kind of scare him, actually. Just the fact that this exists means he doesn't really want to go near it. He doesn't know if a mangonel is going to come out. Not queuing vills. Yeah, well, he wanted to go up, but yeah. At this point, you want to queue more vills. So hopefully we have some more views. Got to use that select all TCs hotkey. It's honestly really useful. Because then you end up using all the TCs. To the TCs. Yeah, there we go. Now we're using them. It's all good. Yeah, the select all whatever building hotkeys in this game, they're just really useful. You generally do want to just use all of the buildings. Obviously, if you have some sneak buildings, you don't want to use those, and then it's kind of bad for those situations, but it kind of depends on how you play, I guess. How do you set attack to left click? If you press the attack move button, you can issue the command with left click. Okay. There we go. Oh, nice. Mangonels are not very good against arbs, though. So, yeah, as you can see, the arbs... Well, you learned that from the Britons game, too. The arbs will kill the mangonels, no problem. Once you upgrade them to onagers, then they're okay, but... I mean, once you get a big army of knights, you also kill this. Maybe. Huh, you scared him with... Like, what is he doing? Why is he so scared? He has 40 arbs. He could just come across the map and kill you. But he refuses to leave his base. He's so scared of these knights. Too scared, in fact. The random 2-ville castle. He's evolving. Oh, no. So close. Okay. So you're going to be up. Good timing for the castle. Should have probably sent like 10 vills. You generally don't want to make a forward castle with like 2 vills. It's... A competent player just kills those vills and then you lose the game, but yeah. 10 vills forward, then you just transfer them to a nearby resource. Generally, your castle should be near a good resource to take anyways, but this is a perfect hill, though. This is the most important hill on the map, so it was good to secure this. Yeah. Nice. And I'd love to see some trebs. Trebuchets, one of your most valuable options that you get from going up to imp. So there you go. The red's just being a little too passive here. Oof, another... Yeah, 4 guys. It's kind of paid for itself. Mangonels are not cheap. So you generally don't want to make mangonels once your opponent's up and you're not going to go onager. But yeah. So, as you know, raiding could be pretty good. You know his gold's over here. He's not on it. He should be, but, you know, sending a couple knights over here would not hurt. But, here we go. You haven't made a knight in a while, though. 35 HC in Q. Oh, man. Wow, insane. Yeah, that's a lot. Just found out about that castle. Yeah, well, it's kind of... Your castle's on the high ground. Yeah, you need to repair. Another reason why you build the castle with like 10 vills is that then you have repair vills near so that you can actually repair. Repairing castles is really good in this game. Basically, to repair from 1 HP to full HP, it costs equivalent to half of the total resources spent to build the building in the first place. So, since Franks have a discount on castles, it's like 488. You only spend 244 stone to repair from 1 HP to full. So, yeah, it's really good to repair. Hand cannons can deal with Cavalier, but, I mean, kind of just depends. The HC is kind of weird, but I guess he was expecting Axeman, maybe. Right? So, it's not bad. But yeah, like, at this point, sell 1,000 food and just buy more Cavalier. Because you really need to have like 40 guys here. 20 is not going to be enough. It's going to die to this. Like you could just sell everything, get Paladin upgrade and more Cavalier, and that's kind of all you need. Until you see the opponent has helps, but he has hand cannons, so Paladin will just stomp this. The worst thing that you can do is take a bad fight, though. It's hard to read fights when you're new, but I guess killing the Trebs and then getting out is not a bad idea, though. Yeah. You'll kill this with your Trebs, too, if he doesn't repair, so it's okay. And he can never advance past the castle. So chemistry, you'll be able to make bombard cannons, which would be pretty okay here. You don't have fletching yet, though. So if you have fletching and bodkin arrow, it actually ranges these a little better. So it is nice to get fletching for your castles at some point. Super cheap. Paladin coming in. Nice. So yeah, you could sell all the wood and get more Cavalier because your numbers are just too small. You really need like 40 of them. 40. How's the gold stock? So you're gonna run out of gold as well. So you can make one more big push, and then you're out of gold. So you have to make it count. Paladin without chivalry. Yeah, chivalry's kind of expensive though. So whatever. Yeah. Once the gold starts running low on the map, Franks is gonna start to be really bad because Franks they have bad trash units. So that means they have bad light cav. They have bad skirmishers. They have fully upgraded halberdiers, but I mean, they only have one of the 3 trash units that's okay, so that's not really very good. And this is a scary army. Okay. But yeah, it's all about patience. You don't really care if he comes in, as long as you can kill his army. But I mean, you're gonna be fighting 75 guys with like 30, because you just need to sell all the wood and then make more Cavalier. Oh, he's losing a few guys though. That's good. Waiting for Paladin. Yeah, you need more numbers though. Like, you're gonna have like half the units. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Paladin's such a long upgrade. Don't think this is gonna go so well. At least half his hand cannons are over here, but it's not really. Maybe. Yeah, if he had all of his guys together, okay. He didn't really micro either, so in the end, you somehow win this fight. Okay, well, I guess you win then. Nice. I wouldn't say deleted, but I would say took a good fight. Yeah, TC is helping. Yeah. So opponent made a mistake by letting his guys get all split up here. They needed to be together, and he needed to just micro. It's kind of hard to micro, but, you know. All right, now you just go across the map and win. Because the opponent kind of has nothing. Hand cannons was kind of bad, though. He should have gone for halberdiers. Halberdier and Arb is actually a good composition. Arb and hand cannons is like, you're just making 2 units that do the same thing, kind of, so there's no reason. No micro. Yeah, no micro required. Look at all these paladins. You have more paladins than when you took that fight now. Where did all that gold come from? How did you get it? At this point, you just kill all. No problem. Yeah. GG. Well played. Opponent was just too passive. You should have lost this game at like 3 different instances, like 3 different times, but the opponent just kind of chilled. So you got to learn a lot. I guess a good player would have lost. Yeah, there were not even a high level player, even like 1200 probably would have been able to finish the job. Yeah, you'll find that anything under 1k is super passive. Once you get to 1200, people start to be a little less passive. Yeah. Some highlights would have been kind of when he got in with the crossbowman that one time. Also, yeah, that fight was pretty bad. It was like here. Or something? Like here. Yeah. You lost 4 vills here. Lost like 3 here. You knew they were here, though. You want to just keep a mental note of where the army is, and these things will kill vills quick. If the opponent had ballistics, they would have killed all these vills too, because they would hit moving targets. But I think we continue to lose like these as well. Like right here. No reason not to just retreat these vills. You end up cleaning it up. Barely. But yeah. What was the main problem this game? Let's go back. Because it's always going to stem from earlier. The main issue was going scouts into walls. I think the strategy, like, not perfect. Needed some range to break into his base, yeah. So what you want to do, usually with the scout strat, if your opponent's walled, you make 3 additional scouts, so you have 4 scouts total. You're walled up. You go up on around 33 villagers plus wheelbarrow or 36 villagers. You can kind of choose. It works out to be about the same. And then you make knights in the next age. And the knights, you can make that from 2 stables with that kind of economy. You can either go for a forward siege workshop, which will allow you to get in, or you can do kind of what you did here and just like run around with the knights while you boom on 3 TCs. There's kind of 2 main options there. And so try and play like that style. Scout 1 stable, 3 additional scouts with walls, like fully walled so you can't get in. You know, add the farms every 60 wood. You're good at that. And then get up to castle age at a pretty good time. Just spam knights and win. If you need a tower on the gold, just make a tower on the gold so you don't die. And you will have great success. Middle full scout. How do I change it after all the investment? Yeah, well, you upgrade to light cav, and then you take a big fight with light cav, pretty much. This is just not really a play at high level, so it's kind of, it depends on how you play it. There's not really any conventional wisdom, because yeah, you don't really play with this many stables this early. Generally, you can, some open maps you do end up getting to that many stables, but it's like you'll have a blacksmith, you'll have upgrades and stuff like that before doing it, so it's just kind of weird, and you need to kind of work towards walls too. But a lot of the time at high level, you're reacting to what the opponent is doing as well, and at this level, whatever your opponent does, you can just kind of ignore, because they're not going to be playing optimally, so it's not really important to pay too much attention to that.